Erica and Sharon are sisters who began their grief journey in 2006 when Erica's 10-year-old son Austin drowned. Together, they participated in a grief education program, were so moved by this experience, they studied and became specialists so they could help the brokenhearted find recovery. In 2015, tragedy struck their family once again when Erica's oldest son Donovan was killed in a motorcycle accident. Erica and Sharon are committed to sharing their experiences of love, loss, and healing through this podcast. Now your grief specialists, Sharon and Erica.
Okay, guys, I'm going to read this from a post that Erica made this week. This week, Jordan learned that one of his favorite substitute teachers passed away. And today he got word that his youth group minister succumbed to cancer. My heart is hurting so much for him. Being in the grief world, I am prepared for loss, but I want to protect my child from it. I know that it's naive, but he has already felt more hurt at his young years than most people feel in a lifetime.
It was a rough week. I was emotional. You know, we want to protect our children. That's our job. We're the moms. We're supposed to make sure they're safe. We're supposed to make sure they don't get hurt themselves. And we don't want to see them feel pain. Like I said, it's extremely naive because they are individuals and they are their own beings, and they're going to have these experiences of loss that we can't stop them from experiencing, but it doesn't hurt any less knowing that. And I think for me, knowing what we've been through already, every time he experiences hurt, it's so much harder because I just feel like he has been through so much already. Like, how much more? And he's only 18 years old.
Yeah.
How much more is he going to have to go through?
Yeah. So now I'm going to read the post that Jordan made about Jesse, his youth pastor. I will miss every time I walk into church and see your contagious smile. Jesse was a role model to many, an ray of light in a dark place. I'm sorry for his family's loss. He will truly be missed. I love you, Jesse. And I wrote, great tribute, nephew. Sorry for the loss of your friend. When I looked at that, literally my heart was like, he knows this. He knows this pain. He knows this so deeply that he knew what to write and to say, which was really a tribute to you, Erica, for you and Lewis, because you guys have guided him in that life is not perfect, that we will have pain, we will have brokenness, and he knew in his little heart what to say.
Yeah, when he's really good friends with Jesse's daughter. They're the same age. And so I had asked him, I said, have you reached out to her yet? And he said, no, I know she's being bombarded. So I was trying to give her some space. I said, I understand that, but she probably really is wanting to hear from you. And so I said, whatever you do, don't say, you know how she feels. And I got these big letters back. This is all in text. Mom, I know not to say I know how she feels because I don't know how she feels. And I just was like, okay, I'm just checking. But at the same time, I was very proud because we speak grief in this house. We talk, you and I, he listens to us recording the podcast. He listens to us making our business plan. We speak grief. And just like Lewis, although they haven't participated in this, they're kind of unwilling participants because they're absorbing all of it. And I hear them giving it back in their lives. And it's great to know that, but still it doesn't stop the hurt. It doesn't stop the pain.
A lot of times, and I'm going to go back to the beginning of the show because I wanted to share those, but a lot of times what we do as parents is we so don't want our kids to feel. We
Sadness.
don't want them to feel pain.
Yeah.
We don't want them to feel pain. So we try hiding it or sugarcoating it. And the truth is There's not a damn thing that you can do to sugarcoat this.
Mm-mm.
They are going to have pain. Even as young as 2 and 3 years old when their toy is getting taken from them. It starts that early, right?
Yeah. We don't, because we know how bad it feels. We don't want them to feel that.
Right.
But that is, like you said, it's a mistake parents make by trying to protect them from the feelings, because when they do have the experience, and they will, whether it be getting the toy taken away, the friendship that they don't want to, this one doesn't want to be my friend anymore, or the first breakup of the crush, the pain is going to come. And if they're not prepared for it, it's going to be twice as hard for them, because they're not going to know what to do. And then, God forbid, they start trying to find unhealthy ways to numb the pain.
Yes.
We see those patterns a lot play out for young teens and young adults. They find unhealthy things because they don't know how to feel the feelings, how to talk about the feelings, and how to know that this is a normal thing that they're going to go through.
So instead of hiding and shielding them from the experience, what's our job?
We got to talk about it and tell our truth.
We got to talk about it and tell our truth and guide them through it, right?
Yeah.
It's our job to guide them through it. It's our job to say, hey, this sucks, but we can do this. That's our job. Here's the other thing that I just dawned on me the other day. It's like, why do we have to think that feeling bad is bad?
Well, it's good
Feeling
the way
bad.
it feels.
I know, but hear me out though. Feeling bad has a purpose. There's a purpose to feeling bad and feeling sad and feeling grief. There's a purpose to it.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cleansing and an examining of ourselves.
Well, but the issue is, it's you're right. There's nothing wrong with the bad. The problem is we don't know where to go and what to do with the bad. We're not taught that.
Yeah.
So if we knew, like, when you have a cold and you're all congested, you have to go to the doctor and maybe get a prescription, right? You have to go somewhere to fix the problem. You have to do something about it.
Yes.
No one tells you that about the bad feelings, about the grief, about the pain.
Yeah.
They give you these little platitudes. Just give it time. Just give it time. You'll be all right. Or, oh, Jesse's going to be an angel for you all. They don't want to hear that. They want to go to that church and walk in and hang out with Jesse because he was this amazing presence in their lives. That's what they want. And now that they don't have that, what are they supposed to do? That's what's wrong. We don't give them the steps and say, okay, we got to do something about this.
So share a little bit about what your exact conversations have been about, let's say, Jesse or the substitute teacher. What are your grieving conversations with Jordan?
Well, and I always just try to check in with him first. Like, what's going on? How are you today? Like, what's going on? How is it today?
Yeah.
And I just let him tell me where he's at. Sometimes he's so overscheduled right now. We're right at the tail end of senior year. He's got so much on his plate and a relationship that he's in. So he is just like, go, go, go. So it's hard, but I try to carve out that time. Like in the minute, 5 seconds when he's running in and I'm like, wait, let me see you. How are you today? How is it? How was school? What are the kids saying? Just because that also, you want to know what he's being around and what the conversation around him has been like.
Yeah, exactly. Because that plays a big part. You think you're going to be the guiding light when actually it's little Billy from chemistry.
Oh yeah. I live that with Kayla too right now. Her coworkers are the doctors, the lawyers, and all the professional people in her life. That's where she goes for all her information. It doesn't matter what I say.
Oh yeah, because there comes this part where you become the dumb person, and then
what do you know? But I think that is the key thing, is to carve out that time where you just do a check-in. You got to check in, and I allow him to speak his truth. And then if he says, I'm fine, I'm good, I don't push it in that moment, because you gotta, if that's his truth in that moment, you wait until the next time, and then you might, like I might say, oh, I saw someone else's post about Jesse,
Yes.
and that really made me sad, because gosh, he was such a amazing person to this community.
Yeah.
He's really, really going to be missed.
Yeah.
And he will then connect to that,
Yeah.
and we'll have a real conversation.
Yeah.
So I think it's also the timing.
And I love that you used an emotional word. That made me really sad, because that's where they start seeing, okay, I can start feeling some of the feels, or saying some of the feels, and sharing some of those feels. I think that's what's so important. We talk about that over and over again.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there was no way for you to protect him from any of this.
No, none. And I think automatically I go into protective mode, because like I said, he's 18 years old and he has felt so much loss.
Yeah.
It's like, gosh, at 18, you know,
Yeah.
we have clients that they come to us in their late 40s with their first loss.
Yes. Yeah.
And this young kid, 18, you know, it is definitely my job. I can't protect him, but I got to teach him the way to manage it, and the way to go after it, and acknowledge that this sucks and it's real.
Yeah. The other thing is that I don't think he realizes it yet, but he's really blessed in that way, because this won't be his last loss.
No.
This will not be his last. And even as a young kid, I can remember one time where he was coming in and he would be talking grief, and you're like, what the heck? Because the truth is, friends, they're listening. Even when you think they're not listening, they are listening, and they are hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth. So there was a story once where he came in and wanted you to go speak to somebody.
He was on vacation with his dad, his bio dad, and his stepmom had gotten word that a family member of hers had passed away. And he was messaging me about what happened, and he messaged me what he said. And I was like blown away by the fact that and I think he was sharing, I think he was like 13 or 14 at the time.
Yeah.
That he was speaking grief. Like he knew the words and the comforting and the everything that just put it in perspective. And she even messaged me after that about what an amazing help he was and comfort by the way he was talking to her about the loss that she had just experienced. And she's like, Jordan was amazing. He knew exactly what to say. And it just, it like made my heart, of course, jump out of my chest. But it's just good that he knows how to tap into that and how to be that for other people.
So gosh, I'm crying again. Here's the deal. That's what this is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
He's the example. He's the poster child for healing starts with the heart.
Yeah.
Jordan is the poster child, because when you're raised in grief, which we all are, and your parents guide you through and show you how to deal with grief and don't shield you from the brokenness, you talk grief and you can comfort someone else, and you know what to do when it's your time. And yes, it sucks, my friends. It's terrible. It hurts knowing that your kids have to experience that. But that's such a better picture on the end, isn't it, Erica? Seeing him there at 13 years old, comforting his stepmom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, it definitely does make me proud as a mom that he didn't use, how easy that would be for him to use those losses as a crutch for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Well, my brother died.
Yeah.
My two brothers died.
Yeah.
I'm grieving.
Yeah.
He could have so made that a crutch.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He's making it a tool to help and be that source of comfort for other people. And that I can't even, there's like not enough words to just say how proud I am of the young man that he is becoming, and how he has turned his tragedy and his broken heart into a way to be a source of comfort for his friends and others.
Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really a beautiful story. Even in all of the ugliness, it's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
I'm so proud to call myself Jordan's aunt. Look at
Yes.
that. I'm so proud of him. And he just got accepted into college of his choice.
Yes, he's going off to college come this summer. So I will be grieving. We will be having a different conversation. I will be an empty nester.
And then Aiden is my grandson, and they happen to be very close. And I actually am patting myself on the back because I wanted to make this post and I haven't done it yet. But Granny Camp. I used to watch Jordan in the summer, Jordan and my grandson Aiden, and I called it Granny Camp. And I found their Magic Mountain passes. When I was cleaning out my attic, I had a Ziploc bag with their Magic Mountain passes in it. I think I tossed it now, but anyway. That was from Granny Camp, and now both of my proteges from Granny Camp got into their colleges.
Yes, it started at Granny Camp.
Oh my God, it's so cool. And then just to see the young man that he has turned out and what impact he's going to do even on his campus and then for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing and beautiful. Because out of the dust and ashes comes beauty and strength.
And that's it. You and I always circle back to why. Why did we get into, how did we get chosen to be in this business? And I don't, we'll never get the full answer of, why our tragedies occurred, but we're getting to see the beauty of the why. And how we're inspiring the future generations, because we said this is our mission. We are going to teach people to talk about grief, and we're going to normalize talking about grief.
Yes,
and he does that.
Yeah. He's our living protege of that.
Yeah,
I love you. Thank you so much for the changes you have made. Thank you.
What a great show. Bye, friends. Thank you.
Twinsies.
Hi, friends. Erica Honore here with Healing Starts with the Heart. Sharon and I are so glad you joined us for another great episode of our podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We want to let you know for more information, you can go to our website at healingstartswiththeheart.com. There you will find not only today's podcast, but all of our podcasts, along with our blogs, the information on the programs that we offer, and the Griever's Guide, which is something Sharon and I put together to document how we came to be your grief specialists. We also have a quiz to take to identify if you are truly grieving. And if you want to talk specifically with either Sharon or myself, you can schedule an appointment there. You will also find a place to join our private Facebook group at Hope, Heal, and Recover. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a great day, friends.